Good evening and welcome to Focus Activity 8 to 10, Be Prepared. I'm Terry with MyS in Via Baracca, Firenze, and I'm co-teaching this evening with my good friend Oscar.
Hello. Yes, my name is Oscar. I am also a teacher at the Via Baracca School in Florence, and I'm from Hastings, a town in South England.
Wasn't there a Battle of Hastings?
There was indeed, Terry. Yes, Hastings is famous in history for the Battle of Hastings in 1066, when the French attacked and they conquered England. It's a very sad day.
One of the very few French victories in the history of the world.
So you keep saying, Terry, but they were your allies during the Revolutionary War, so it's quite harsh from an American, but there you go. Some right. chip on the shoulder there, maybe, I don't know.
No. It's just a joke we have in the military. All right, so we have a lot of people joining us. I'm so happy to see this. Francesca from Pescara, Simona from Bari, Daniela from Milano, and Marco from Gallarate. So where is Gallarate? Patrick from Turin. Patrick doesn't sound like a very Italian name.
So many here. I got to start these names. So we got Francesca. Hello.
From Teramo. Mauro from Brianza. Excellent. From all over Italy. Wonderful. I'm from the United States, from Seattle. And if that sounds like a familiar city, you might think of it in relation to Grey's Anatomy, or maybe to grunge music, Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, or even Microsoft or Amazon. Seattle has a lot of things to offer. So Gallarete is near Milan. All right. Well, welcome everybody. Excellent.
Yeah, welcome.
All right. So tonight's focus activity is called Be Prepared. And Oscar, can you tell us what we'll be learning tonight?
Sure. Okay. In this focus activity, modal review, giving advice, preparing for an occasion.
Modal review. What is a modal?
A modal is a word in English that has lots of different functions and is very exciting to learn. Hello, Maria and Valentina. Thank you. We got a lot here tonight. That's a good start.
Excellent. Okay. So, all right. So I'm late. In your opinion, what are the worst mistakes someone can make when attending a job interview? So Oscar, have you ever had a job interview?
Yes, I've had a few, yeah.
And what are some of the worst mistakes? And all of you out there, tell us right in the chat, what are some of the worst mistakes someone can make when attending a job interview?
Yes, I think the worst mistakes are not being dressed correctly. If it's a very formal company, you need to dress formal, to dress smart. But if it's a more relaxed company, I think you just always need to dress smart for an interview, don't you?
I agree. I absolutely agree. I do think, though, if you're going to work maybe in a company of lawyers, you might come in a suit and a tie. But if you're going to work, say, in an architectural studio, you probably wouldn't wear a suit and tie, but maybe some nice trousers, or the girls a skirt and a nice blouse or dress shirt. Matthias says the worst mistake is to be not on time.
I think we would just keep it short and say the worst mistake is to be late. I think, yeah.
Or
Hello,
is
Elisa Parasotto and Pasquale. Thank you for joining us. Hello,
excellent. Excellent. Or you can say the worst mistake is to not be on time. Remember that the not needs to be before the verb that you are canceling, that you are negating. So it's to not be on time, or as Oscar said, it's the worst mistake is to be late.
Good, but Mathieu, you do have the first point. I'm giving you a point for that. Well done. Thank you for commenting.
All right. So what other mistakes, other than not dressing correctly and not being on time, what are some of the worst mistakes someone can make when attending a job interview? Oscar, have you ever made a mistake at a job interview?
Yeah. Not being prepared, I think, not doing enough research. Sometimes it's good to be confident, but not to be too confident, not to be overconfident.
Excellent. As Patrick also says, to be unprepared for the job.
Yes, Patrick, can you be more specific? In what way? Antonella, hello, thank you for joining us.
And Antonella is here in Florence with us. All right, excellent. Nice to see some.
What about you, Terry? What's the worst mistake someone can make? I'm just going to get some water.
I think that the worst mistake someone can make when going to a job interview is to give away too much personal information. I think that sometimes when answering questions, the questions should remain towards the job that you are seeking. But sometimes we get nervous and we begin giving personal answers. And I think that is just a terrible mistake in a job interview.
Yeah.
So not being prepared about the company and the position you are applying for. Okay, good. To be unprepared about the company, to be too informal. Simona, excellent. To be too informal. Absolutely fabulous. All right. So let's see what our slide said. Oops. All right. So I thought there was a list there. There's a list in my head.
Yeah.
All right. So have you ever made any of these specific mistakes? Have you ever been late or not dressed appropriately? Or given away personal information, or not being prepared?
Yes, I have. I think once or twice I have been late. Like sometimes the address is really hard to find and you're running around like, where is this place? It happens. It's not good, but it does happen. I didn't get those jobs. No, fortunately, Maria. Okay, F-O-R-T, fortunately. Francesca, thank you for joining us. The company prefer a man to a woman.
Now, prefer. So the company is the subject, and prefer needs to be third person, like the subject. Hi, Nia, how are you? Well, how are we? We are quarantined, but doing as well as can be expected. How are you, Nia? Welcome. Nia is one of our students from Via Baraka. All right. Excellent.
Hello, Sylvia. Hello, Sylvia.
All right.
Via Baraka representing tonight. Yay.
Yes. All right. We love you all. We love you all. We just, the people we have met face to face, right?
You should speak well in a clear way.
Absolutely, nice. Patrick. Yeah. That is so important.
Points there. Good.
Oscar, will you read some do's and don'ts for us?
Sure. When preparing for an interview, there are a few important things to remember. You should always go over potential interview questions and practice your answers. You ought to dress nicely. Unless you live in Hawaii, you had better not turn up to an interview in shorts and a t-shirt. It's also a good idea to keep up with recent events in the company you're applying to. By doing this, you will come across as a knowledgeable, intelligent candidate. Remember, first impressions are very important, so follow these simple steps to make sure you stand out from the crowd.
All right, excellent, thank you. So let's look at some phrasal verbs. There are many phrasal verbs in this paragraph. So points to the students who can give us the phrasal verbs for to arrive, to review, to give a certain impression, to be different, and to be up to date. So just write the verb, arrive, review, give, different or up to date, and tell us which phrasal verb in the paragraph has the specific meaning. Good.
Okay, Simona, looking professional, prepared. Okay, so maybe a comma, looking professional, comma, prepared. And being able to solve problem is an advantage. Okay, lovely.
Only one problem.
Yeah, when we're talking in general, we use plural. So, and being able to solve problems is an advantage, but very good. Definitely a point for that sentence.
Absolutely, that is excellent advice.
Beatricia, to be shy, not much confident, maybe.
Maybe this is to be shy, to not appear confident, maybe.
And we probably wouldn't really use a quantifier before an adjective like that, much confident. We'd just make it the negative two, not too confident.
Okay.
Antonio, hello.
Don't worry about being late. We are just beginning. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Mattia, the funniest thing during an interview in Italy is when your interviewer says, "I'll let you know soon." That's funny. Why is that funny? I'll let you know soon.
I think he means because they won't give you the job or they won't tell you.
Okay.
So it's like,
so that's like America when we go on a date and they say, "I'll call you soon." It means I'm never going to call you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
I think so.
Wow. So, okay. So a job interview is like a date. Okay.
Antonella, to review, keep up. It could be. Kind of, maybe, but not in this context.
Sabrina, to review, to go over. Excellent.
Points. Good.
But we don't have anyone who found the phrasal verb yet for to arrive.
To arrive, yes.
What is the phrasal verb for to arrive? Review is to keep up. That's to go over. Absolutely great, Sabrina. Fabulous. But what is the phrasal verb for to arrive? Points to the first person who can tell us. Also, if you're just joining us, please remember to write your name and where you're coming from, where you're joining us from, in the chat bar. We love to find that we're talking with people from all over the country. It makes us very happy.
Okay, Giulio, turn up. To arrive, turn up. Fantastic. Well done. Points for you.
All right. To arrive is to turn up. To review is to go over. Boris from Italy. Boris, where are you from in Italy? Amina from Bologna. Welcome. Excellent. Now I'm seeing the phrasal verb come across, but for which definition?
Yeah, to give a certain impression. Which phrasal verb matches that?
To give a certain impression. To arrive, Mattia, to turn up, fabulous. So I'm seeing some other phrasal verbs in Tony from Rome. Welcome, Tony. Antonio, fabulous. So Nia, to keep up with, but for which definition? We still need to give a certain impression, to be different, and to be up to date. So to give a certain impression, to stand out. Sorry, Mattia, to stand out is a different phrasal verb than to give a certain impression. To be up to date is to keep up. Good. All right. So should we give the answer to this one?
Let's do it. I'm sure they would get it.
To come across as.
Sabrina, just in there.
Oh, Sabrina, sorry, too fast. I was too fast. Good, yeah. Sabrina, to come across. To be different. To be different. I don't see the answer yet for to be different. Sabrina had all the way back a long time ago. To be up to date is to keep up. So to be different.
I think it's the one Mattia said earlier. To be different. Emanuele, thank you for joining us. Very good. In straight away with a point.
To be different? Well, yeah. That's not the right one.
He's got it. And Emanuele.
But okay.
Very
All
good.
right. So to be different, to stand out, and to be up to date, to keep up with. Excellent, everybody. All right. So now, while Oscar and I read these sentences, we want you to tell us which phrasal verb to use. And you can do this very simply. Just write 1 and the phrasal verb, 2 and the phrasal verb, okay? So we will read these without the phrasal verbs to give you a chance to give us the answers. Oscar, will you read number 1?
Number 1, a well-written CV will help you blank from the other candidates.
Number 2, you should never blank late to an interview.
Number 3, you ought to blank the information on your CV to make sure it is correct and up to date.
Number 4, in order to be a good candidate, you must blank new developments in your industry.
Well, they've definitely solved number 1.
They have definitely solved number 1.
Number 5, pay attention to your body language. Sit up straight, and make eye contact. Smile and don't fidget. This will help you blank, confident and focused.
They have also helped us with number 2, to turn up. Never turn up late.
I can't keep a track of all these points. I'm just going to say everyone gets one.
I think they're doing fabulous. Absolutely. So what about number 3? You ought to blank the information on your CV. Oh, keep up with. Sorry, Emanuele. To keep up with. Not.
Number 3. Yeah.
You ought to do this, the information on your CV, to make sure it is correct and up to date.
Patrick got it. Well done, Patrick.
All right. Good. Go over. So remember, to keep up with is to stay current with something, while to go over is to review something you have. It's to look at it again, to make sure everything is correct and up to date. How about number 4? What do we have for number 4?
Yeah, Camilla, good job.
All right, Camila, keep up with new developments in your industry. Exactly. So that means that our last one is come across as, which means to appear. It will help you appear confident and focused. Excellent work, everybody. I am super impressed.
Yeah, really good.
All right. So we want some of your answers, and you can do this again by just writing the number of the question and giving us your answer. So for question 1, what do you think makes people stand out in an interview? All right, so if you want to answer 1, just write number 1 and your answer. Or Oscar, what's question 2?
Have you ever turned up late to an important event?
Okay, and remember to use these phrasal verbs in your phrases that you send to us. Number 3, do you often go over possible questions before an interview?
Number 4, is it better to come across as excited and eager or quiet and confident? Interesting.
Oscar, what is eager?
Eager. I'm really eager for this job. I'm really excited. I'm really keen. I'm really interested.
Okay.
Eager.
So Danielle says, people stand out in an interview when they are prepared for the job. Ooh, Antonio. Wow. So the right question is, why do we have to use phrasal verbs? Well, Antonio,
good question.
if you can use phrasal verbs naturally in conversation, you will immediately begin to sound more like a native speaker. So phrasal verbs, we use phrasal verbs without ever knowing in English. We use them all the time. You don't like phrasal verbs? I understand. I truly understand, Antonio. But the more we practice them, the more they just get into your mind, and they will become natural. I promise.
Good.
They require
Antonio, I am not fond of phrasal verbs.
I think he means I don't like or I don't have fun with phrasal verbs. Don't you?
Or maybe I am not fond of phrasal verbs. I am not fond.
Fond of, as in to like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could be.
All right.
Let's see, Daniela. People stand out in an interview when they are prepared for the job. Fantastic sentence. Really good. Love it. Points. Daniela.
How about question 2? Have you ever turned up late? You're welcome, Tony. Our pleasure. We were on question 5. Why is it important to keep up with new developments in your industry? So go ahead and again, question 2, 3, 4, 5. Send us your answer. Oscar. Okay. Maria, you can stand out in an interview if you have the right skills for the job.
I'm not sure. A lot of people, a lot of candidates will have the right skills, but to stand out, to be special, to be exceptional, I think you might need something more. Maybe something more than skills.
So maybe more than just skills, you might need to have maybe special experience.
Or maybe very special skills.
Okay.
People stand out in an interview when they are a good experience. Not quite correct, Francesca. They are a good experience. The
Well,
verb to be,
okay,
different verb.
but Oscar, this could be correct in some circumstances.
Yeah, it could be. Could be correct.
Okay, so
Very good,
if
Francesca. Straight away. Have. Perfect.
all right,
When they have.
excellent. So I'm sorry, Francesca. I'm just kind of I'm prendere in giro. I'm teasing Oscar because if you say a person is a good experience, it could have different meanings.
Could have different meanings, yep. And Francesca, a good experience, one specific experience. We're probably talking in general, so we don't need an article. When they have good experience. Simona, Simona, I've never turned up late for a meeting. Very good. In capitals as well. She's shouting it. She's very passionate.
But
I've never turned up late.
People stand out in an interview when they have self-confidence together with a great knowledge. This phrase is perfect, Patrick, but we need to take out the A. Okay, number 4. Oh, we have answers to different questions. Number 4, I think that it is important to come across as excited about the job, but also confident. Excellent answer, Sabrina. Absolutely excellent.
She is the score leader, Sabrina. You're doing very well on 4 points. Very good.
All right, really great.
Antonio, I turned up late at this lesson. Preposition at.
Now, but Oscar, to be fair, if this lesson were at the school, this would be correct. If this lesson was in the school, I turned up late at this lesson is correct. But online, I turned up late for this lesson, I would say.
Or could we say to as well?
We
turned up
could say
late to this lesson.
We could say to.
Yeah, very good.
Interesting. All right, and there's one more I want to share before we move on. I've never turned up late to an event. My punctuality is legendary. That is fabulous.
2 points for that. Very good. Very funny.
Fabulous. All right. So now let's talk about being prepared. Prior planning and preparation. That is a lot of P's. Prior planning and preparation. So which modal verbs do you know and which semi-modal verbs do you know? Oscar and I are just going to talk for a minute while you send us all of the modal and semi-modal verbs that you can think of.
Good. Just quickly, Simona, in my opinion, is important. You need an object. Subject, verb, but where's the object? In my opinion, is important. Looking, aware of yourself, of your ability.
Only one ability.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Simona says can and must. Excellent. Matthias says could, should, will, can, may, might. That deserves a point. That deserves a bonus point because.
Okay, bonus points. Very good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, Sylvia, can, must, should, have to. Excellent, have to. Fabulous. All right.
Good. Antonio, would you mind writing it down, the meaning of phrasal verbs we learned in this lesson? What we can do, this will be on YouTube, Antonio, afterwards, so you can go back and look at the definitions, okay?
Exactly. All of these slides, the entire hour will be on YouTube, so you can actually freeze it and copy those down as you would like to. Will, ought to, can, could, should. Absolutely fabulous.
Okay.
So-
Sorry, Beatrice, I think is better to come across quite confident in the first interview because is important to make a good impression. Okay, really important. They're very good sentence. It's a very good sentence.
Subject
Yeah.
pronoun.
Mm-hmm.
Subject pronoun. What is it? What is it?
What? Yeah. I think what? It. Remember it. It is better to come across quiet and confident because it is important.
Okay, excellent. Sorry. All right, so now we want you to give us some advice using modal verbs. And here are some questions we want you to think about. Oscar, could you read these questions for us?
Sure. How should you dress for an interview? Something you had better not say in an interview. Think of an example, something you don't have to bring to an interview. Something you ought to do in an interview. Something you mustn't do in an interview. Something you should do before an interview. Something you have got to bring to an interview. Okay, so really good chance to practice using all these modal verbs, guys. Please give us a full sentence. Remember your prepositions, remember your modal verbs, and we look forward to seeing your answers.
Thank you, Tony. I have learned. Not the hands, not the hands.
She's
Exactly.
doing an advertisement of public health and safety. Very good. She doesn't actually have a cough.
Right, I wish.
All right, I'll type out the fast and then how should you dress for an interview? All right, guys, first question then.
Oh,
how should
no.
you dress?
Give us answers to all of them, not just one. Choose a question, choose anything. Oh, now, one of my favorite topics. Can I take this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Antonio, you are thinking indossare, okay? So, just like in Italian, we have indossare and portare, in English, we have dress and wear. So, right now, porto un vestito. Right now, I am dressed in a dress. But you should indossare. You should indossare, which to wear, okay? Wear a suit. All right. Right, indossare, to wear.
Antonio again. You better not say weird comments. Yeah, that's my problem, I think, in an interview.
That's my problem too. Excellent.
Yeah, not to say weird comments. Simone, I should dress an elegant for an interview. Oh.
I should wear an elegant suit for an interview.
Yeah. You should wear a suit. Good, Antonio. Okay, guys. Now, lots of other modals here. Please give us answers.
Tell us something you ought to do in an interview, something you mustn't do in an interview, something you don't have to bring. You have got to bring your CV and ID to an interview. Sabrina, absolutely. It would be terrible to arrive and they love you after the interview and they say, okay, let's do your paperwork. And you don't have your ID. So absolutely perfect. Be prepared. Think ahead. Wait. Antonio, we need to talk. You don't have to bring your mom with you. Now, you don't have to. Can you? Can you bring your mom to an interview?
Not really. Physically, yes, but not really, no.
It's a very bad idea to bring her. So I would say you ought not bring your mom. Remember, don't have to means you have a choice.
Yeah, it's quite neutral.
Have to means you need to, but don't have to is the modal that means you have a choice. And I don't think that you have a choice. You should not bring your mom to an interview.
Good.
All right.
Okay, lovely. Right. Daniele, can we also use get dressed or dress up for the verb wear, like Mattia Maria said?
So to get dressed is the physical action of putting the clothes on your body. I get dressed in the morning after my shower. If we say dress up, it means to dress in a way that is nicer than usual. Okay? So they don't have the same meanings as wear. To wear is what you have on your body in this moment. I am wearing.
Nathalie, you shouldn't arrive late. Perfect. Very good. Points to you. Thank you for joining us. Francesca, you mustn't wear shorts. Definitely. Yeah. I don't think you want to wear shorts in an interview. Points to you. Very good. Mattia, you ought to wear a suit. Good. Remember, please use full words. Y-O-U. You ought to wear a suit. Very good.
So I wanted to highlight, sorry, mosquito. I wanted to highlight this by Patrick. In an interview, you mustn't talk about your problems in your previous jobs, okay? In your previous jobs. But what was important about this is we do something very strange in English that you don't do in Italian. In Italian, no pronouns are capitalized, not io, tu, lui, lei, unless it's the formal lei, which we don't have in English. Our pronouns are not capitalized. And so, Italian pronouns are not capitalized. In English, the only pronoun that is capitalized is the I. The you remains lowercase, okay? All right. You mustn't talk a lot about a specific argument. You could probably annoy the interviewer.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I think that's a really good sentence. Very good. Points. Good. Okay. Antonio. What about this one?
What is a papillon?
How do we say that in English, Manuele? Because that's not the English word for it. Yeah, for the little, it's not a tie. You have to make like a bow. It's a bow tie. Yeah?
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not know. See, thank you for teaching me something.
Confession, I had to use Google Translate. Moving on. Okay. Antonio, you ought to read about the company. Fantastic. Good. You should study your CV well before an interview.
Okay. I agree. I absolutely agree, because sometimes, especially for jobs that we have had 10 years ago, it's good to study the CV before the interview in case they ask you something about a job that was specific 10 years ago.
Yeah, okay. I would probably use the verb check or review, but you also might have to study it. Yeah.
Okay. I might say you should review your CV. Okay, good.
Francesca, another point there. Good stuff.
So Francesca, you might study the things that the company produces or sells. Remember that company third person, so we need that third person S on the verbs. Right?
Absolutely, yep. When do we use may then, Terry?
I think of may as the one for permission. You enter the interview room. May I sit here? Yes, you may. I think of might as the one that means that there is a possibility. But may is our permission. It's our permission modal.
Yeah, I think so too. Camilla, you have to learn your CV in English before an interview. Yeah, could be, yeah. What do you think, Terry?
I think it depends on where you are interviewing, but I think it's a fabulous thing, especially if the English is in an uppercase E.
Yeah, good. Antonio, again, you have got to bring your mum with you. You are a mamonne.
On that note, I think we'll go on to the next slide.
That's what that means, yeah. Mattia, may I go to the toilet? Very good, yeah, very polite.
Exactly.
Excuse me, may I go to the toilet? Lovely.
This is Tony. May I ask who is calling? Fabulous. All right, so now what I want you to do, look at these 3 potential job interview candidates. Woo! All right, now I want you to give them some advice. So think about these as pictures 1, 2, and 3, starting with the lovely woman with the beautiful flowers in her hair. So what advice would you give each of these potential applicants?
Terry, what's the best bit of advice you have got about an interview? Because I'm sure before your first interview, you were probably similar to the guy in the middle, lounging around.
No. Sorry, I was never like that.
Or was that me?
Well,
Must have been me.
I had my first job when I was 14. And before that, I was a competitive ice skater.
Really?
Yes. So, yeah, lounging in shorts with a beer bottle against my foot, that was that, and I can't imagine myself ever dressed like that. It almost hurts me to look at.
Oh, it looks like the dream to me. Okay, Maria, depend on the kind of job. Very good. When we use depend, do we ever use it like without the S?
Well, I depend on you to correct me, but that's I depend. It is third person, so it needs the third person verb.
Yep. Antonio, she should possibly be more sober. Yeah, is she drinking? What is she drinking there?
I don't think she's drinking.
She's not drinking. She could just be happy. Maybe
I love this comment. It's okay that you want to stand out for this job, but less is more, maybe. That is excellent, Camila. Less is more.
Fantastic idiom there. We're going to give her 2 points for that. Where is she, Camilla? 2 points. Very good.
Now, why do you have first and one in uppercase letters.
It's like that's the first human woman, maybe. Is that why?
And my question is, should I not have red polish? Should I use natural, or is it okay because I have a job? Maybe I don't now. Sorry if anyone from MyS is watching. All right.
Absolutely, Manuele. Absolutely. Yeah. Very good. Francesca, for the second scene, I can't choice. So choice, the noun, I make a choice. What's the verb, Francesca?
Choice is the noun. It is a different word for the verb, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Present for a business work. Okay, again, probably for a business job. Maria, very good. Choose. Yeah. I can't choose this person for a business job. Or in general, for business work without the article.
pick, also pick. Good. Choose is a synonym for pick. Excellent, Daniela. Okay.
Good. You shouldn't dress up as Ed Sheeran. Yeah. Very good.
Wow.
You shouldn't. Yeah.
All right. I think number 2, he should go to the interview sober.
Yeah, definitely. Simone, you shouldn't wear flowers on your head, but you might wear a colored suit.
Beautiful.
Good.
Beautiful. Now, what about that gentleman number 3? Isn't he dressed well? Doesn't he look like he's ready for an interview?
Yeah. Lad has to be more elegant. Okay, so remember, before a noun, we need what? We need an article. Yeah? Camilla, the man maybe can reduce his possessive, his man spreading. I know that is a difficult idea.
So, Oscar, can you explain man spreading?
Okay, I think man spreading is, I'm sure Camilla, tell me if I'm wrong, is when a man is sitting in public next to other people and opens his legs too wide. So it's like he's being greedy with space. But this man is on a sofa in the middle of nowhere. So I think he can man spread. It's not rude to man spread there.
All right. His man spreading. Okay.
Yeah, he is too nervous. Yeah, he looks pretty nervous. Good.
Okay, good.
It's great answers, guys. Really good comments. Loving it. The third should pay attention to the food and be less stressful.
Now, stressful. So remember with these adjectives, something is stressful. A person is stressed with the ed ending. So he should pay attention to the food and be less stressed. Really great. I love the ideas here.
Yeah. The first person is perfect for a funny job. She's very smart to work in a dance hall. A funny job that makes you laugh? Ha 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 ha, funny. Or fun, enjoyable. Remember the difference. Fun, funny, 2 different meanings. It seems he's getting too anxious. Yeah, good. He should do yoga before an interview. Good, Maria, like it. Yeah, loving all these points. Let's see, Simone. Very good, Maria. Okay. Lovely. He shouldn't eat biscuits. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead. Antonio, he shouldn't eat biscuits before an interview. Excellent. It could remain crumbs on his shirt.
Oh, so close to such a good sentence. So close. Really good.
Let's go back to what we talked about before and not having the subject and the subject pronoun in the same sentence. So we need to take out that subject pronoun of it and put the noun in its place. He shouldn't eat biscuits before an interview. Crumbs could remain on his shirt. And crumbs is a very strange word spelled with a B.
The 13, this man must wear a jacket dress. A jacket dress? A jacket. So we can use the verb to dress for a man. He dresses in the morning, or he gets dressed. But for the noun, the dress is a very feminine thing. I guess men can wear dresses, but depending on the interview, it's probably not a good idea.
So,
all right, guys. Yeah.
I'll leave this one here because I think what he means is a dress jacket, to be an elegant jacket, because he already says the man must wear. So it wouldn't have sense to have wear and dress as two different verbs. So for Francesca, perfect use of wear. The man must wear a dress jacket, meaning a more formal jacket, or simply a jacket.
Very good. Okay, guys, before we wrap up, I want to do my points. I've been keeping track. Let's see. Francesca, you have 4 points. Simona, you have 4 points. Daniela, 4 points. Patrick, 2 points. Maria, 3 points. Mattia, 3 points. Sabrina in the lead with 5 points. Sylvia, 1 point. Giulio, 1 point. Camilla, 3 points. Antonio, 2 points. Manuele, 5 points. Oh, neck and neck with Sabrina. And Natalie, 2 points. Very good. Excellent. Really good interaction. Very good. We loved it.
All right, everyone. Excellent work, all of you. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you for such great interaction.
Yeah.
These lessons are much more fun for us, and we can help you if you interact with us through this chat. So thank you so much. And with that, I'm going to let Oscar sign out for this evening.
Yeah. Goodbye, guys. Have a good evening. Stay safe. Well done. Bye.
Bye.